right. Hopefully that'll do it. So sorry guys, I had my space got a little bit screwy there. Hopefully I'm all good. I'm back, and everyone's gonna come jumping back in. But we'll just chill for a minute. Hopefully someone will come back in. Yeah, send a couple of messages here, tell everyone I'm back. Hope it was episode 24, if I got that right. That's never happened before. Bit of a weird one. Sorry guys, just tried to open the space and my audio is apparently going all screwy, so I had to redo the space, which kind of sucks, but hopefully people can find me. We'll come back in. Oh, take two. Thank whatever God you decide to pray to.
Yeah, I think that was just the space.
Yeah, that's never happened before. That's kind of weird.
Yeah,
well, that's good. Okay, well, glad problem solved. Now we get to business.
Before I forget, I was just saying the Gwen Stacy drop with the whole on and off with the mask thing, a little controversial. So I was kind of waiting just for to see how things were in the market, and I was actually shocked that the drop sold out. Or sorry, not sold out, went above retail. The selling out, I guess, kind of makes sense with the edition size, but
yeah, I was shocked with both. I was shocked it sold out as fast as it did, and then I was shocked that it wasn't that much under retail when it hit the market. So that was it.
Yeah, well, tell you what, let's have a look right now. Let's check it out. So I'm right here on the app. It says, so we got the Ghost Spider common is going currently for 40 gems on the floor.
Yeah, see, like I didn't expect that, but here's the thing, and I wasn't on Wednesday space. I don't know if you guys were talking about this, but
we were.
Like, oh, you were? Okay. See, my opinion on this drop is they dropped the ball with providing an interactive piece like Miles Morales.
Yeah, yeah, go on.
Well, I was just gonna say, if you tapped her so that she jumped into different poses, right? Something like an Iron Man, that would have been like ideal. I feel like for Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree as well. I mean, like we were talking about it as well, saying like that we were expecting some kind of animation, but the whole head changing mask on and off thing like they did with Ant-Man the Wasp drop, with the Mighties. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting, like you were saying, some kind of animation, some kind of backflip, sort of flip around using the web or something like that. Just not like an interchangeable head. But it seems like everyone's sentiments kind of changed. Once they've sort of actually got hold of it in the app and using it in AR, and I've seen a lot of it all over X, saying everyone's actually quite happy with the animation detail.
Funny how that happens. Typically the same pattern over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, she's called Ghost Spider, and there's nothing really ghostly about her. So underwhelmed.
I suppose you've always got the option. You can just keep the face as it is, and then if you don't want to interchange it to the other head, you can just not interchange it. So I mean, there is that sort of factor, I guess. But I thought they definitely did sort of miss an opportunity, and then they had it as a common as well. There were no other variations of it. I thought they might have just had Ghost Spider, as we see it now, but maybe in different poses or doing something like that. I mean, there was another sort of speculation that maybe they were gearing up to do different like they did with the Hulk, have different versions of of Gwen. So this is our common. Then next we've got our uncommon, our rare, our ultra rare, and then leading up to some kind of secret rare. But then it begs the question: is how many different versions of Ghost Spider have we actually got?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, I don't feel like that's the best character to be doing that with. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I also, because I know they also announced this new the new Cars drop coming up. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I saw somebody, I can't remember who the account was. I don't know if it was a leak for the drop or if it was just them trying to guess the pieces that are coming. but they had McQueen and Mater together for the piece. So I really hope that isn't how they're actually going to do it for this drop. And I really hope they don't drop the ball twice here because Mater is my favorite Pixar character, man, and really? I don't need him coming with McQueen, who's already on the app. So,
no, very true. Yeah, I like Mater as well. I'm Mater.
Yeah, I only brought that. Yeah, I just hope they don't drop it twice here. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to say because we don't have anything on the medium article or anything yet, do we?
No, sir. No, but I'm assuming that post was them trying to guess. So, but they had the agent, the guy with the British accent, the female agent, the purple car, and then I think it was Sally was the last one. I think Sally's a good choice for one of the 5, but we'll see.
Definitely. All right. Well, before we get into it, we kind of got off to a bit of a false start there. Let me just kick this episode off with a bit of intro music. To get into the episode properly. All right. Yeah, everybody. Osman Collect 63 here again, and we're back. We're back again with VeVe Weekends, episode 24. And sorry about that, guys. We got off to a bit of a false start. So my audio was going a little bit screwy, so we had to sort of close the space and reopen it. But I think it sounds like we're back in business now. So I want to say a big thank you for everybody who's taking the time out of your busy day to come and join us. I see a lot of familiar and recurring faces. I see DoktaStrange. I see Miss Gecko, MASC, Hinano, Omilli, Chris. So VeVe Vega, Sven, and all the other great faces there in the spaces. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and chill with us. And yeah, I just want to say I'm also joined my co-host, the one, the only Mr. Gaming live streams now at the moment, which is very cool. Josh from Collectors Gone Digital, which I'm going to give you this one.
Thank you.
That's all right, mate. So yeah, like we were saying, we were talking about the Cars drop. So we got Mater's definitely coming, and we're seeing what else could possibly accompany Mater. Hopefully not Lightning McQueen because we've already got him on the app.
Yeah, seriously, right? I feel like that's just an obvious thing.
So let me just go over to VeVe's page here and just see if there's any information that may have dropped while we've been sidetracked with the Ghost Spider drop, but I don't think so. Here we go, Cars.
I was just streaming with Metarog Crypto. Oh, he just hopped in. He made a good point about how Doc Hudson would be a good drop.
Oh yeah, Doc Hudson would be a good one. Yeah, Doc Hudson, or maybe what's it? The little forklift, Luigi only like a Ferrari. That'd be a cool one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, or even what's the one that Cheap Martin does? Is it the lowrider?
Oh, the one that always has like issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know what you're talking about though. The old Cadillac.
Yeah, it's like man, it's like the other part of Cheat and Chong.
Yeah. Cars, man, is like I don't know about you, but that's my favorite Pixar film series. So I mean, Mater for me is like the pinnacle of Pixar. So I'm so pumped for this drop, and I haven't been excited like this since like the Pink Panther drop. So.
Yeah, awesome. Well, is anyone out there in the audience also pumped for the Cars drop? I mean, we've actually got like some proper cars, not like backdrop and posters and stuff like that. We've already had. We've actually got proper cars. But now the question will be: will they be animated? Now are they going to talk to you? Ooh.
I was actually thinking about that recently. I was wondering, like, even for our Marvel stuff, when it comes to the collectibles that could have like the AI integration in them, would it be for, let's say, like Captain America? Would it only be for the secret rare and ultra rare? But the static ones that wouldn't have it, maybe add incentive for people to buy those in particular versus all of them. I don't know about the static Pixar stuff though. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's cool, like, having like, posing with like, your static stuff, but like have them actually like do stuff. Like that's the real like sort of direction where we're heading lately. Like, because the the collectible quality seems to be definitely up a notch lately. Like we've got animation, very very little static stuff now. We've got a lot more things like more doing stuff really. But
well, I mean, talk about collectibles that are perfect for that Woody. He's got the flipping string on his back, right? So I mean,
yes. Yeah, that's right. I mean, if he's got his like that string on his back, or especially if you could like pull that string and like have him like start talking to you, like, you know, like there's a snake in my boot. Somebody,
yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
But yeah, so let me go over a couple. Let me just have a look at my talking points here, because I just sort of scramble a little bit to try and get some talking points together. Because first of all and foremost, happy Easter, everybody. So I hope everyone's had a great Easter day, or getting into a great Easter day. Mine's at an end now, and it has just been full of family get-togethers and way too much chocolate. I've just eaten my body weight in chocolate eggs at the moment. So yeah, hopefully no one else is feeling my pain at the moment. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good one. What about you, Josh? How have you been spending your Easter day?
Nothing's actually happened for me yet. I got the dinner tonight, so it's been
nice.
A little bit of a relaxing weekend so far. Well, relaxing is probably not the best word, but just been just normal schedule on my end, and then just a little dinner tonight, but nothing too special.
Nice. And what about you, Doctor? Are you doing anything for your Easter weekend, or is it just business as normal?
Oh man, I'm chilling, man. I don't really have too much fam anymore, so just chilling with some friends, man. They're doing the whole dinner thing.
Nice.
I like cooking, so figured I'd hook them up with a couple of entrees from your boy.
Ooh, what's on the menu?
Well, I made some crazy London broil, you know, some potatoes, mashed potatoes, and they got some other stuff going on, all types of pies, and it's crazy over here. Oh, I'm just taking this to the store right now.
Nice. Oh, sounds good. Making me hungry.
Yeah, don't forget that I'm right across the border.
That's it. I'll be on the first plane over. Nice one. So what else has been happening? Let me have a look at my notes here. So so like we were saying, we've just had the Ghost Spider drop, and it's just it's sold out, much to everyone's surprise, and it's right now sitting above just on retail, and it seems to be been received very well. Everyone seems to be quite happy with it. A lot of people get good mint numbers, and we're seeing a lot of pictures on X of everyone pairing it up with Miles, and it looks like it's done really well, surprisingly.
I got a question though. So, it's the price is holding pretty well right now. Where do we think it'll be by next week when we get the next shiny toy? And then my other question is, like I said, to me, this didn't feel very ghostly at all. So what if we're going to get other versions of this character? Because I did notice this was a common, which is kind of weird for a one character type of drop like this. So do you think we're going to get more of these? There's
definitely a possibility. But like I said before, I mean, like how many different versions of Ghost Spider have we got? I mean, I know obviously we've got this one. I know we've got a Venomized one. That's about all I've got. I mean, if anyone out there in the audience wants to come up and enlighten us, maybe some of our comic gurus. I see MASC, maybe Key Collecting 98 might be able to shed some light, or even Chris Severs is hanging out in there. Might be able to lend a hand. But as far as I know, this is the only real definitive Ghost Spider that I've seen. But I mean, like I said, it's possible.
I agree on the next shiny thing, though. We're definitely going to see it. We're always going to see that happen.
Oh, absolutely.
But, I don't think that's ever going to stop. But people are going to have their interest in something new next week, and then the week after that, and the week after that. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. But we got Chris Severs up to the stage. Chris, how are you, mate? How are you enjoying your Easter break?
I'm good, everybody. How are you?
I'm good, Easter. Mate. Happy Easter.
Yeah, I'm actually just cooking a little brunch right now while I wait for my teenage son to get out of bed at 1 p.m. here in Vancouver.
Nice. Bloody
good. A little in and out. But just my quick thought on that. I'm wondering if they're dropping some of these pieces as commons because of the amount of MCP points that are accruing in the app, right? And so if you keep dropping everything is ultra rare and secret rares, right? It's really starting to add up. And so
true.
I just wonder if they're going to get a little supply shock when you're eventually allowed to use these MCP points to purchase things, right? And then all of a sudden it's like floodgates. So
yeah, well, that's also another point as well. Like, you know, that the season is ending, isn't it? Like coming into the, where did I wrote it down? I know I did.
Yeah.
Candy collection season 2. Yeah. So season 2 rewards starting starting tomorrow, April 1st. So I think the way it works is that anyone who's had points in the app will be eligible for a golden ticket, I believe it is, or if you got like your 10 million OMI, you'll get more golden tickets. I actually haven't read a lot into it, to be honest, because I've only got a small amount of OMI in the app. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're getting into the second season, so maybe they're gearing up for something. We could see some juicy drops coming.
Yeah, speaking of that, if anybody wants to participate in season 2, make sure you have your OMI on the app before tomorrow. So
that's right.
Is there a minimum MCP to get the first bronze ticket?
I don't think so. Let me see.
Say that again. You're cutting out.
Saying if there's a minimum to have on the app before you get a bronze ticket.
I think the minimum was just having tokens on the platform. Maybe I'm thinking about the airdrops, because the airdrops, the way the airdrops work is you just need one bronze ticket to get the first airdrop, and then it's 150 for 2, and then 350 or more for 3, I think.
Now, let me just see if I can find the article here. Shed a bit of light on this issue. Also, as well, before I forget, Sergio also posted on X emergency announcement, I guess you could call this. Marvel Burns incoming. So remaining store supply of selected digital comics and the following digital collectibles will be burnt at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Sunday, the 31st of March. So that was, well, that's now. So it looks like we've got our Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, Daredevil, Kingpin, and the Flurkins are all going on the chopping block.
What's your opinion on them announcing Burns beforehand? Do you like the fact that they announced them, or would you just prefer that they pull the plug and then let us know when
just do it?
Yeah, I wish they just do it, because I've got that set, and boy, there's only like 300 or 400 of them that were sold, or some of them.
Yeah, so is this like their version of a fire sale?
Yeah, I think they have to probably announce it. I mean, they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they don't announce it, people complain they didn't announce it, and then if they do announce it, it's like those of us that are like, "Oh, keep it quiet."
Yeah,
they announce it, and there'll be another 20 or 30 will sell. I don't think it's going to sell out, because they're not cheap. You know, $40, $50, I think, is the floor on some of them right now, and so, but they'll be scarce.
They will.
I like it.
Yeah, but it also doesn't say like what comics are being burnt either. So it's just I've just got a list of the collectibles. So the comics, who knows? We'll just wake up and they'll be all gone.
That's right. Well, we got a lot of comics now, so it's
mate. There's just like so much choice now. It's just like it's still overwhelming.
It is. I know. Yeah, I was having some chats with a couple other people today on that. It's like you've got to start getting really, really selective on what you like, because it's going to be like walking into a physical comic store, right? Just rows and rows and rows and thousands of titles. And so you end up getting to a point where you're really going to go after what you like, things of, big significance. It's kind of like where I'm still, it's the grails for me.
Yeah.
Right. The comics that I want to read, the new releases, like I'm a Wolverine fan, I'm a Daredevil fan, so I'll read those runs. If I can pick up the odd one that is trending really hot in the physical world. But yeah, I mean, I saw an MC1 floor today for $27, right? I mean, don't throw the babies out with the bathwater.
It's good for you, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I love it. So I can't get enough. But yeah, I kind of caution, right? Be careful, because it's easy to get caught up. This is a hell of a new shiny toy, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of them being pumped very quickly. And so you're going to just see incredible amounts of supply. I love it personally because the bridge between what we all know and love and those that are so skeptical of the digital space, who've commented, questioned, argued, flat out refused to participate. This just has to be a wake-up call to say, look, if you're a comic fan and you're reading Marvel comics, you're a Marvel fan. And Marvel, I've said this from day one, right? This is Marvel saying, we like this. We like what VeVe's doing. We're going to see how this rolls. And it's obviously rolled quite well. So now they've taken it to the next step. And you can't really deny that Marvel is saying, hey, this is pretty much where we're going to be focusing for the next 10, 20 years. And so if you're a collector, right, why would you have an opportunity to go back and buy Marvel Comics #1? None of us had that opportunity before this app came up. I mean, maybe if you had, $5-10 million bucks laying around, go try and find one.
Yeah, let me just write a check on my back. Let me just sell my new.
I didn't.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. I'll just go sell the firstborn child. No problem.
Yeah, your kids, you're gonna go work now, right? Dad needs more money. So, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of where I look at it. Is the gap is being closed, and so it's getting harder and harder. And you're starting to see that now. When I watch YouTube, I'm starting to see a lot of physical collectors that I watch, and like I really like Swaggle House. The guy's brilliant. He's heavy into physical. He's done some comments on VeVe, and a lot of it's kind of like, what's going on here? Is this something we need to look at? And now his comments are kind of like, whoa, like what happened here? Marvel's now dropping on VeVe the same day, and he's telling his physical collecting audience this.
Yeah, right.
And so you're going to see it, and then what's going to happen? A lot of them, in my opinion, they're going to buy the cheap one just to try it out. And then they're going to convert over and say, well, how come all of these are in the marketplace and I can't sell mine? Oh, I have to do this upgrade. Okay. Now I've read it. And the first time they make a sale, whether or not they profit or not, and they see how easy it is, it's like, holy cow. It is so hard to sell a physical comic book. That's why most of us read them. And if you like it, okay. If you don't like it, you're stuck with it. You usually just hold on to a lot of the ones that you don't really like because it's a burden. And so that is gone. That is so gone. And I think once that realization comes out, it's going to be like, oh yeah, okay, this really enhances what I've done. This is going to increase the value of my physicals now because there's more focus on them. Like how many people in VeVe really knew what Amazing Fantasy 15 was until VeVe put it out there, and then all the narrative, the videos, everything that came out about this. Suddenly what ends up happening, right? You look at Heritage Auctions and the price of their AF-15s are starting to trend again, and the number of people searching the topic, the character, who's Peter Parker? A lot of people didn't know, surprisingly, right? And so the education what's that? Sorry, Josh?
Sorry, what?
No, finish your point. Sorry, I was just saying we got breaking news from VeVe Comics. They just released what's going to be dropping next week.
Okay, yeah, I'll shut up here. I'm just saying it's good for the industry because a lot of the people that are new to the space in this market that haven't grown up with this are now very interested. Right? I binge watched all 3 X-Men 97s last night with my son, who's 20, and I've already watched them, so I watched them again. And I'll tell you, everybody out there, it's better the second time. But he's like, who are these characters? Now, we're getting right into it. He knows who some of them are, right? He knows Wolverine and whatnot because I love these guys. But there he is. There's a new fan that came out of all of this, and so that's why I say that education side is starting to really help. I think the whole industry is going to benefit from this. So, but I'll stop because I want to hear what the latest is, Josh. If you want to.
Yeah, if someone's able to post it to the chat, like by all means, go for it.
We got X-Men number 33, Avengers number 12, Immortal Thor number 9, Venom number 32, Vengeance of the Moon Knight number 4, Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin number 1, Deadpool number 1, All New Captain America number 8, DoktaStrange number 14, Sensational She-Hulk number 7, and then the last one, Power Pack Into the Storm number 4.
Ooh, Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen.
Any good ones from the comic heads here?
Well, I think I've heard a lot about Deadpool #1. There's apparently a bit of hype around that.
Yeah, I think anything Deadpool right now is probably going to trend just because of the hype on the theatrical release coming up for Deadpool 3.
That's right. And also, I believe, according to what's it, Key Collector, that there is a first appearance in there. It's the first appearance of Death Grip, which just says a villain. It doesn't tell me much, but yeah, apparently, it's a #1. There's a first appearance of a villain, and I believe if we're getting some of the variant covers that we've seen, like on the Marvel calendar, there's a few good variants there. I think even one of them's a 1 in 100 variant. What's the ratio? That's the one. So
See, that's still like a new thing. That's still like a newer thing to us, but that's just going to become such a common thing now. The 1 of 100.
Yeah, that's right. So what do you guys think? Like, do you think, like, with all these new comics out, like, do you think that actually makes a difference now? Like, now that we've got, like, say, like our secret, our common or uncommon or whatever is actually in real life as like a ratio cover of like 1 of 25 or 1 of 50, 1 of 100. Do you think those little factors actually matter now, or is it just like, no, it's a common, rare, and uncommon or whatever?
Chris.
Sorry, guys. I'm just dishing out brunch, so I'll make a quick comment, and then I got to go quiet for about 15. But
yeah, no, that's cool, man.
I think on these popular ones, like, I don't know if you've seen the post I put out this morning, Alex, like that Wolverine 41, right? That's a pretty hot title for Canadian X-Men Wolverine fans.
Oh yeah.
To me, it's an uncommon, but it's an uncommon with 260 editions that it's selling like you can't find them in physical stores here. So it's very popular. So is the Daredevil. It's the one with Wolverine on the cover. It's the variant, the homage to Daredevil #1. Same thing.
Okay.
Sold out. Right. X-Men 97 sold out. Like, they're reprinting because they're sold out and there's so much demand. And so I don't worry as much right now on the new titles about the the uncommon tags and whatnot. I'm just saying, if that's a cover that I like or that the artist is doing really well, then yeah, I'm trying to stack them. I said to a friend of mine today, I've got 3% of the market supply on that Wolverine 41, but
nice.
I only have 3 of them. So
actually, just on the subject of X-Men 97, because that was a pretty hot topic for a while, and it still is a hot topic. I believe you scored yourself a secret rare, I believe.
I don't know how that happened, but I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was crazy. It was frustrating because the app wasn't working, the desktop wasn't working, nothing was working, and then I started seeing the comments come out on X, right? Everybody's frustrated. Like, I'm leaving, forget it, try tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I'm already up and awake. So I waited and I tried again. The order went through and the cover showed up and I didn't even know it was the secret rare. I thought it was the uncommon or something. I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever. I was hoping for the common cover. And then all of a sudden, holy cow, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you one of these, sir.
Thank you very much.
And and also because I was wondering, like, whether you sold it or you held it or whatever, but just to give you a little bit of a market watch here, X-Men 97, the secret rare, is currently going for 1,090 gems. Frags.
Yeah, I kind of did just a fun listing. I didn't think I was going to be in the ballpark of anybody actually spending up to take it off, but I don't know. If it sells, there's a few things that I might want to do with that. So we'll see. But I don't care if it sells. I'm happy to keep it. So.
I know, they're very cool. Well, congratulations to you anyway. And also just another little fun fact as well. X-Men 97, just the common, is currently going for 66 gems on the floor.
Awesome. Great. Okay. I'm going to listen in for a bit. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Enjoy your brunch.
Thanks.
Yeah, very cool. So has anyone else picked up anything lately in the market? I know myself, I recently picked up X-Men #4, which is the first appearance of Omega Red. which is I got myself the ultra rare cover, and it was a nice mint. It was a 232, nice 3-digit palindrome. And also, I think it was Luke Daddy was also kind enough to point out to me that I think it was 23 or 32 was the mint year. Sorry, the release year as well. So that was a nice little double whammy to it. So that was a nice little score on my part. But what about you guys? You guys pick up anything in the market?
I grabbed that Raw in English comic the other day.
Oh yeah, the common, the common or the ultra rare?
Just the common. Yeah. I remember going for it on drop. It was a limited comic, never got it. And then I just wait a few days to pick stuff up in the market and just forgot about it. So I went back and picked it up. But I think that comic's awesome. All the little the funny advertisements in the book are pretty interesting. So
okay. I haven't got that one. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Maybe I'll use it on an episode of Relax and Read.
Oh, that would be a really good one to go through, actually. Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I'll make that my next one. So I'm actually just on the subject of Relax and Read. I'm actually currently going through the X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023 #1, which is the resurrection of Kamala Khan. And I tell you what, if anyone hasn't read that comic, definitely read it, because for starters, we had to do it in two parts because it is an 80-page beast, and we went over the first 40 pages, and it starts off really, really slow, but then about midway through, I can see Hinano's got like an 100% because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. All hell breaks loose, and just basically just all carnage and murder, and it's great. It's amazing. So either check it out for yourself, go grab yourself a copy over there on the app, or we'll head over to Osmond Collect 63 or over on the VeVe Collective's YouTube channel and check it out for yourself on Relax and Read. It's really, really intense. and part 2 is coming this coming Friday. But yeah.
Yeah, I just grabbed up a couple of Wolverine 41s myself, man.
Nice.
I had my eye on that book, man. The cover's crazy. So yeah, man, I just grabbed a couple. The floor right now is $450. So it's like it's gonna, climb up pretty nice from there. It's only like 19 comics left, which is kind of wild. So I think this one's sold out.
Nice. Which was a Wolverine 44, was it?
41.
41.
41.
Let's just have a look here. I was pulling up myself so I can have a look. Where are you? 41. There we are.
I grabbed a Fantastic Four #5 recently, man. It was too cheap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I see. Wolverine 44. That's the one that Chris was just talking about with the uncommon cover with him wrapped in the Canadian flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's a nice one.
No, very cool. So if anyone out there listening in the background wants to chuck something up in the comments, say what have you guys been buying? So I would love to know what everyone else has been buying and what everyone's been scoring out in the market. And also just another friendly reminder, if anybody wants to come up at any time during the show, to come up, say hi, tell us what's been going on in your collecting journey. Please do so. So this is a friendly collector space, and I always enjoy hearing about other people's collecting journeys. But yeah, so what else has been happening?
Also grabbed up some Spider-Punk #1s, man. I like that rare cover. Yeah, I really like that. That book, I think that book has some potential. The character in general, I think, has some potential. So,
yeah, I did enjoy the character in the Across the Spider-Verse movie. Really, really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, like some of those covers are like they're really cool. I mean, like I love all the explosion of color, the art style. Just looking at Spider-Punk Arms Race #1, the Ultra Rare looks really cool as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. So let's have a look here. What else has been happening? Oh, before I forget, actually, funny enough, I was just about to say it. I can see Jay East listening there in the crowd. I just want to say big happy birthday to Jay East. Apparently, it's his birthday today. So if you haven't done so already, give him a big happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
And so hopefully you're having a good one, mate. Yeah. I need to have like a happy birthday on my soundboard now. But yeah, hopefully having a good one, mate. Having a good birthday, good Easter, and so big happy birthday to you. What else is there? Oh, a big shout out to Doobs as well. Apparently, Doobs was the winner of the Star Wars competition on Discord. So congratulations to you as well, mate. And what else said? Oh, and Yo Steph is apparently the woman of VeVe Spotlight for this week or this month. I think they do it weekly or monthly. So and another big congratulations to you. So that's just a quick little community shout out while I remember.
Yeah, I wish VeVe did those community spotlights still. The collector spotlights. Those were cool.
They were cool. Yeah, and they definitely should do more of them because it's really the community that helps keep the project alive.
Oh hell yeah! Chris and Hinano were some of the special few who got one put out there. So
that's true. So congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, that was nice to see. I was gonna say I know Doc was asking me earlier about the invites for round 3. Did you end up getting one? Yeah, another round went out.
Oh, did it? No, I did. I haven't gotten anything. Let me just. Didn't even know they had another round go out. Let me have a look. I'd say probably not because I don't do much in the way of Volta activity or building or anything like that because my Volta and AR skills are very subpar compared to some of the greats out there like Tails or Falcon or any of that sort of light. But
well, they were saying that the first round was based off that. There's no way in hell it's based off that for the second, third. They're not looking at the vault activity. There's no way. There's no way. I'm pretty sure at this point, it was already confirmed by some of their mods that a majority of the people are being based off the Discord. So, which it is what it is. But
okay. But I mean, no, I didn't get any invite, not yet. So if anyone else got an invite out there, give us a thumbs up, 100%. Say if you did get an invite, congratulations to you. Hopefully, you have a good time in the VeVeverse and end up building some cool stuff. Right, what else is on my talking points? Oh, did anyone go for the Bat Cowl over on Candy Digital? Because apparently they've still got that. They've still got cows left in the store. It's $49.99. You've got 11 days left before they shut up shop. And I think last time I looked, there was about 3,544 left.
Do you collect cows? I didn't know you did.
Me? No. I mean, like I don't collect the cows, but I still pay attention to what's going on in the space, and I've been seeing it all over X.
Well, my question is, how much are they going for on their market?
Well, that's the other question, isn't it? Let's have a look. Because last time I looked, I think I saw a couple actually going below $49.99, which didn't really make any sense.
Did I hear that people were getting physical cowls, or was that another project? There's a project how they were sending physicals to match with the digitals. Was it cowls or was it the beasts or something like that?
I'm not sure.
I thought at one point I saw the cowl community going a little nuts over some announcement around the MASC.
Well, let me just see if I can find the Legacy Cows. Here we go. So apparently there's 49 available. Okay, now marketplace. So there's there's one going for $49.48. So literally 1 cent below retail. Seems kind of silly, but there it is. So as far as I can tell, there's just you only get the one variation of the cow, but they've got more coming later on. I think there's another 4 variations or something in the pipeline. But I mean, I'm not overly heavily versed in the project itself, but to my knowledge, the cows give you access, they give you voting opportunities for future comic book stories and stuff like that, like they did with the Legacy Cows in Gotham. I think it's the story. I think that's right. You apparently get your own AR lens, so you can take pictures of yourself using it in augmented reality, which you've seen a little bit of on X. Also get access to selected experiences and future drops if you own a Legacy Cowl or anything like that. So it could be a benefit to pick yourself up one. It could be. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor. Actually, tell you what, I'm going to play this just because it's fun.
thought you were going to say, I'll tell you what, I am a financial advisor.
So I'm going to play this one.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
As I always say on all the spaces I host, whether it be Wednesday, weekends, or anything else, I am not a financial advisor. I don't really advise anything. The only thing I do advise is that you have fun with your collection, enjoy the collecting experience, and be sensible with your capital. Don't go selling your firstborn child to buy, a common cover for a comic book or something like that. And just come and enjoy the collecting experience with us, and don't do silly things with your money. It seems like if you want to pick yourself up a cow, I mean, they are going there. There's still time before they shut up shop. There's, like I said, there's 11 days, and there's still like over 3,000 of them. So if it's something you've been thinking about, you do have a little bit of time, and there may be some benefit to holding one. Because I know the legacy cows, the first lot they had, has done quite well in the way of airdrops and things like that. And that's about all the Candy news I had. Oh, and also as well, before I forget, with Candy, apparently, if you have got yourself an account, they are giving away a free baseball mint, or pin mint. Where is it? I did see it. Candy. So if you go yourself over onto the into the Candy website there, and you go over to partners, and you go over to Major League Baseball, apparently you can pick yourself up a here it is the free Mint 2024 Open Day pin, which is to celebrate the start of 2024 MLB season with the free commemorative pin. So the drop ends in it's 112 days, so you got plenty of time. So if you want to go over to Candy and pick yourself up some free stuff, make yourself an account, say get involved, and you can pick it up for the grand total of nothing. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's about all the real talking points. I did a little bit of film and TV news to go over, but Josh, Doctor, was there anything you guys want to talk about or cover that I haven't touched on already?
No, I don't really have any specific talking points for this episode. I mean, we already talked about the Gwen Stacy, and the Cars drop. The Cars drop was the biggest thing for me, so I already got my excitement out.
Excellent. So all we need now is the blog article to tell us what we're getting.
Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed that McQueen isn't on that article, but we'll see.
No. So what are we hoping for? We're definitely getting Mater. We're hoping for Doc Hudson. Let's see what else we got there. We want Luigi, like the little forklift would be a good one.
Yeah. I think Doc is probably the best choice. Sally too.
Hang on. Let me just bring up my cars list of cars here so I remember who I'm talking about. Characters. There's
also that French car from the second movie, the race car that he has the rivalry with.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's also what's his name?
Italian, can't remember.
There it is. There's also it's in the back of my head. Michael Keaton's Chick Hicks. Is it Chick Hicks? Yeah, the rival. Yeah, let's have Michael Keaton's car.
Oh my god, yeah, totally forgot about him.
And yeah, who else? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so we got Larry Cody. Yeah, Cheap Martin plays. Yeah, so Cheap Martin plays Raymond, which is the one I was talking about with the lowrider car.
Right.
That's right. We also got Tommy Chong in there as well, don't we? Because doesn't he play a character?
I can't remember the characters based off the actors, but you were talking about the van, right? Like the van that kind of looks like the mystery machine or whatever.
Yes.
Is that the one you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah. I'm just trying to find. I've got a list. I've got the casting list here in front of me. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head because it's been a while since I've seen Cars. So I'm trying to.
Yeah, he's kind of like a dumb character, like a little slow.
Yeah, Luigi. Yeah, Guido. That's the focus name. Paul Dewey, Sarge. Oh yeah, Sarge, Sheriff. George, Fillmore, Lizzie. Red, yeah, Mold Keaton, Josh Perry, Jeremy Piven, Richard Kind is the Van, Jerry Leno.
Oh, you know what we could also get? We could get the
tell
truck
me.
that transports McQueen.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name? I can't remember now.
I can't remember either, but if they could release something like that and it's interactive where you can open the tail and put McQueen in the back or something like that, that would be cool. Kind of like an R2D2 with the X-Wing with the speculation.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one. Oh, what about those listening out there in the audience? What would you like to see? So feel free to chuck a comment up there in the chat. Oh, here we go. We got a request. Oh, we got CB. We got CB up to the stage. CB, how are you? Oh, so you there? So you there, CB?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, there
Hey, what's up?
Oh,
Elevator up. Took a second, but what's going on, everybody? What's up? Awesome collectors. DoktaStrange, let's go. Chris Severs, let's go.
yeah, that's it. We also got Amelie up in the house as well. So Amelie, thanks for jumping up and joining us, mate.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Good, mate. Good. We're just having a good conversation about the speculations of what's coming with the Cars drop.
I would add for me, yeah, the Mac. His name is Mac, the big red truck.
That's one.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I wonder if they have to get the okay from like the Mac company, I guess. But I guess since it's through Pixar, they'd have that already. But I think that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, we're just saying, like, wouldn't it be cool, like, if you could like open up the back of it and then, like, you could have like McQueen like driving to the back of the truck or something like that, or something that the vault builders might be able to throw something together.
Oh my gosh,
that would be good, wouldn't it?
Amazing.
You guys know what just happened. I requested to come up. Millie requested. We walked into the party at the same exact time. Looked at each other wearing the same Christmas sweater, and we looked at each other and we were like, "Oh, this fucking guy! What?"
Or you could look at each other and just going, "Hey, hey, hey!" It's like now.
All right, Millie.
Now it's a party.
There you go. I'll change. I'll go home and change and come back, Millie. We can't be rocking the same Christmas sweater. But I was on the market just now, everybody. I was sniping the Ghost Spider.
Oh yeah.
All day waiting for the 2014. Meant 2014 because that's Ghost Spider's FA. And I was right there, and this is why gems are king on VeVe.
Yeah, and
I was right there. It popped up with a premium that I was willing to pay.
And
I was 70 gems short. No, I didn't. I was 70 gems short. I had to load up gems. By the time I got back there, it was gone.
No. Yeah. It's like,
and I know who got it, and huge congratulations to him. He's a great collector, but it's just a day in the life of a VeVe collector, you know.
I know. That's what you were saying before, like, because I remember the last time you were in the space, you were talking about basically like the thrill of the hunt, basically.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Great space, bud.
Yeah, thanks, CB. So hope you're having a good Easter, mate. So, and yeah, thanks for dropping in.
Oh yeah, happy Easter, everybody. Yep.
Yeah, happy Easter. We just got Rob post in the comment section. He posted another really obvious one for cars, which is that green car that the McQueen races in the first one. Remember with the mustache?
Yeah, that's the one that Michael Keaton voices, isn't it? The 86.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of the van. I was thinking of the main character, but and then there's, now that I think of the green one, there's the blue car as well with that big spoiler. You remember?
Oh, I do. I can't remember his name is.
Whatever. Anyways, we're past that. Sorry.
It's all good. Well, here we go. Jay East says when Batmobile. So I think when we can get it from McFarlane.
Hell yeah! And by the way, happy birthday, Jay East. Today is his birthday. If you guys didn't know,
we did. We did.
Yeah,
we gave Jay East a major shout out. So I hope you've had a nice big birthday cake, mates, and having an awesome day.
Let's go, Jay East, man. He held down spaces for a long time when there wasn't much going on. So I always appreciate him. He's kind of sick today, but good to have you still here, Jay East.
That explains why I keep seeing those PFPs all over the place now.
Hell yeah.
No, awesome. And what about you, Emily? So how have you been? Like, have you been picking up anything in the market, or just chilling, hosting the gazillion spaces I always see you hosting?
I did a bad thing, and I gotta confess, I gotta tell CB, I got bored today, and I went back to that stupid VeVe Comics site, and I bought comics, and didn't really get anything good. But I should just spend my money on the app, getting what I want. I don't know what it is, man. I had an itch I had to scratch, and that was to go buy comics from the comic app. Aside from that, just chilling. I was thinking we might get Wolverine in March, but maybe they'll save that for Comic-Con. Yeah, but that's really what I want. That's what I'm waiting on. But for the Cars drop, Mater is my little nephew's favorite, so I cannot wait to get that just to show him. And
Nice.
Wait to see the other ones. If Mac is in there, Mac would be the second favorite for us. Of course, we have a Lightning McQueen already, so
yep,
that'll be fun. And someone said the way it's written like they might be interactive, but I don't know if that's just wordplay. If anyone read the VeVe post, yeah.
No, I'll see if I can find it right now, because
I wouldn't get too hyped about that because they just said Gwen Stacy was animated and we have flipping rope.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, here we go. I'm looking at it right now. It just says, rev up those engines and feel like you're driving into the adrenaline-fueled world of at Disney and Pixar's cars with 5 turbocharged collectibles. That's all it says.
Turbocharged.
That's what threw me off. Yeah,
that's strong wording. That is
it
strong wording. And by the way, Millie, the thing about that, and everyone, the thing about that site, the VeVe Comics site, is that even when there's no drop, there's always enough supply and always an okay enough chance that you hit an SR. So
exactly.
That's true.
So
that's true.
It's just like I'm trying to think of what the analogy would be, but it's dangerous. You can't even walk out of your house. You can't even walk out of your VeVe house now without there being a close by alleyway that you can duck into for a quick hit with just oh man. So I feel you.
I can just picture, like, just this shady, like, guy, like, with the big trench coat, like, it says has VeVe written on it, like VeVe Comics, and he just opens his trench coat and goes, "You want to buy a VeVe comic?"
Yep. That's exactly it, man.
There's gonna be a day at VeVe one day where they're gonna have like a department for therapy.
Oh my god!
Probably.
Sign me up.
But you know what? I'm always telling people, like, I'm not a collector, so I'm really learning from you guys who collect. But when I go do my own little research on Facebook, I tell at least my spaces, I'm like, bro, these people got 80,000 of the same Iron Man, just different color, this edition, that edition, and they don't care. They're in there just like we are on spaces, collecting. So when people are like, we already have this Mighty, why do we need another collectible? It's like, no, it's not. It's not how it works.
It's like, no, it's like, I need this collectible because it's orange, or I need this collectible because it's yellow.
Exactly.
And then, like,
this was a Tokyo edition. This
exactly.
There's gonna be all types of stuff. I think like that. If they have these comics that only drop, the Toronto variant when Comic-Con comes here, why won't they find a way? Like, they're gonna find a way to make money forever. It's the smartest business idea. So there'll be different versions of things dropping, special edition mints and blah blah blah. I could see all of that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like we've already seen it with the collectibles. Like, they've had, like, the red collectibles. Next thing you know, we're gonna get like the yellow ones, the greens to match, like, like the VeVe logos, the blues. So it'll just keep going until we get all different colors of the rainbow.
Yeah, speaking of those red Marvel collectibles, that's supposed to be a series, isn't it?
Oh, good call.
That's
I don't
true.
know what happened with that.
Yeah, because where'd that end on? Did it end on the Doc Ock?
Yeah, I think it was just one time.
It was just the one collectible, but that was also a question. Am I right, though? That is supposed to be a series, though, right?
Yeah. I wish I remember what they said about it. I can't remember exactly.
I don't know if head, but yeah, I do believe it's just just the Doc Ock, and why I feel like there was another red one.
No, that was the only one.
Was there only one? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I came up because I was here a bit earlier. Chris was talking about the comics, and I had to leave. Did you guys know or talk about how Dan and David are appearing on a comic book like show? I guess.
No, we haven't covered that yet. No, please do tell.
Okay, so because we're having this convo in one of my spaces as well, and we're talking about, it's kind of scary how many new comics are coming out, but I was trying to match the energy by saying, well, it might be time they actually, do the marketing that they had teased for so long, and I don't think we've seen them on a comic focused YouTube channel. Like, obviously we have our own VeVe fam ones, but I mean those ones out there who are just for physical collectors or something.
Mm-hmm.
So actually shout out Casual, I don't know if he's in here. He had sent me a picture that showed it's like a Facebook ad or something, or Facebook post. VeVe, Dan and David will be sitting with the Comic Book Club, I think is their I'm trying to find a picture right now. Comic Book Club, I think, is their YouTube channel, and that's April 2nd. So I think that's the first time we're seeing something like that. And also, I pinned, when you guys are talking about the physical collectors, kind of, a few of them are starting to see what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a comment I put in the little comment box of one guy's YouTube channel that I really liked. Let me see if it'll let me pin it, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I wanted to hear what see what you guys think, because you guys are, big fans. So I thought this reaction to a video. So exec.
Oh yeah.
Collects. Yeah. He had a video talking about VeVe a little bit, and one of his followers, to say this, if anyone didn't see it, I'll just read it out.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, the subscriber said, for Marvel to be doing same-day releases, they must really think a lot of the VeVe and its potential. We should be taking this seriously, because unless Marvel is strapped for cash, they wouldn't be putting out their IP like this unless the future was already here and we just didn't realize it. That's a physical comic book collector, catching on. And I thought that was really interesting. I wish that was someone I could find and bring them to spaces so they can start seeing, like, we're here already. And I think a lot of them are, from my understanding, even when I went to my local comic book store, they're scared of what they don't understand, right? But once I'm explaining, I'm like, you understand, I'm not here if it wasn't for this app. I've never bought a comic book, so there's like thousands of people just like me who are finally stepping into stores because of this thing. You got to embrace it and at least try to see what's going on. So that helped my local guy kind of understand. So I'm hoping that it worked for others.
Yeah,
that's a huge point. If I could jump in quick.
Yeah, go for it. Absolutely, go for it.
I gotta run back. But I made a similar comment. Somebody posted, I think it was back on X, about how horrible this is for LCSs, right? Like, what's Marvel doing? You're killing us. And it was a very negative thing. And then I think Sanjay, Mr. MC1, posted, and he's like, well, what if you look at it like this? Kind of like what we've just been talking about. And then, I threw a comment in there, and I said, I'm in my 50s. I haven't collected a comic book in 25, 30 years. I got into VeVe, and suddenly now I'm in a group of guys in Vancouver. We're picking up books for each other. Like Denis, he just went and he bought me some, he was at the store last week. He got me some copies of X-Men 97, and he got me the Miguel variant with Wolverine, homage to the old ASM 300. I said, this, to Hinano, right? This nostalgia resparked us. We're buying again. We're in the stores. We're talking about it on social media. Like, if you don't think this is having a positive impact, like, seriously, the comic book industry needed this. It needed a shot in the arm. It's been suffering for years. And then Marvel came out, put a bunch of, like it or don't like it, but, I would argue that the content they've been putting out of late has not been Marvel quality.
No.
And so the whole system was sinking. And then this happens. And then what's VeVe up to? Like, if you combine their socials, there's about 350,000 people following this. We've got close to 700,000 wallets. Yes, a lot of them only have one thing in them. I get it. But I mean, the numbers are growing. And we're talking about how often we're all going into stores now, right? Sergio, I just responded to him the other day, right? He went out and he got an 8.5 Hulk 181. And like, you don't think he's going to spend a little bit more with Marvel when that one drops too? So this is money that's going into the Marvel ecosystem. This is money that goes into the Disney ecosystem and the Universal ecosystem. And I said this time and time again, VeVe has done such a fantastic job of being the platform, not necessarily the IP. So no different than I'm holding an iPhone in my hand right now. Apple is the platform. I'm using Spaces to communicate with you all. And that's the model that VeVe has done here. And they've just done it really, really well. It's why everyone's trying to figure out, how do we be VeVe, right? And so I think to the point of, it's scary when you don't know what you don't know, right? It's still the same thing. Bitcoin's been around 20 years. It's just now becoming more mainstream. NFTs have only been around a few years. They're just becoming more mainstream, right? I work in media. I still have clients that don't have websites because they didn't think they needed one. And then, a neighbor of mine that runs a business, he's like, well, I'm having a really hard time finding employees. He's a contractor. They do like maintenance projects and stuff.
Yep.
And I said, well, it's not surprising, right? If I'm going to come work for you, the first thing I'm going to do is go check out your website, see if you're legitimate, and you don't have one.
That's it.
Right? I said, the internet's been around for 25 years, dude. This isn't like it's new. Right?
That's right.
So
if I can't Google you, you don't exist.
You don't exist, right? And so this is the reality. I said, when you imagine that, who here is not immersed in digital every single day of your life? And we're so used to it that you don't even think about it. And so by its very extension, that's why this is such great timing for Marvel and VeVe to be participating in this, because we're used to it.
Yeah.
We're used to reading online. We're used to sharing content. We're used to buying things. We put our visas now on the internet and we don't worry about it like we did 10 years ago. So that's just the natural evolution of the product. And so whenever I get in these conversations, I'm like, look, right, if you could go back to 1939, what would you tell yourself to do, right? If you only had $20 to spend, I'm not saying go back and buy the sports almanac from Back to the Future. But if you had finite resources, right, what would you do?
Where's my DeLorean? Where's my my phone box?
That's right.
I need Rufus coming out and saying, like, come with me back to 1939 now.
Yeah. So now, what's the first Marvel NFT they put on the internet, right? Marvel Comics 1, Fantastic Four 1, Spider-Man number 1, right? And so the decision shouldn't be as difficult, I think, for a physical collector that knows the valuations on those products to be able to say, oh, wow, if you haven't seen it, Joe on Superstar just did a great YouTube, was it yesterday? He went out and he bought a couple of MC1s because he didn't have the ultra rare. He only had one common or whatever it was. And I just thought that was fantastic. And he made a very good point that's kind of starting to circulate, right?
Yeah.
Does it really matter if there's 60,000 if you've got 10 million Marvel fans that once they figure this out are all going to want at least one of them?
Yeah, and that's
right?
it. Supply's gone.
Yeah. So even though these new books that are 1,000 runs, it's super scarce. We're conditioned to look for scarcity in the app. That's us speaking. So the point earlier, I mean, when the mainstream, when the masses, when the major collectors start to figure this out, it's like, oh my God, that's the first Marvel digitally licensed collectible. I better get one of those. Right. So you might come in through being a modern reader, and then all of a sudden you see what's here, and then you do a little bit of the homework and you get that exposure and you start to understand, oh, I get what they're doing. Right. And so again, I mean, 2-3 years I've been in here now, but I still say we're blessed to kind of be this early and figure it out, because there's the terms and conditions. It says, you know, your NFTs might change, the technology might change, right? Everything might change, blah, blah, blah. But how could a comic book really, like, what else are you going to do with it? Like, apart from the fun covers and maybe animate the panels and that kind of thing. But they're not really going to change that much. A comic book hasn't changed since they first started in the 1930s, right? They're still paper, ink, right? Put them in baggies, right? So I look at it that way and just try and think about, you know, blending popularity and historical significance. And then when I can, I pick up the low edition stuff. But it's a big point. And that's where your comic book stores are going to be like, oh, you know what? Maybe we should be having like virtual groups, or, you know, maybe I should build my comic book store up in the VeVeverse or whatever this is going to be. Like, Aaron at My Collectables has been such a big proponent of this because he comes from that space. He had that one YouTube, and he's like, listen, if you're a comic book store owner, figure this out. See what's happening. This is your customer. And maybe it's not your customer that's in his 50s, 60s, 70s, but this is certainly your customer that's in his early teens, you know, early 20s, maybe in his 30s. This is the person that's going to be buying comics for the next 20, 30 years. Now, how's he going to do that? Or she, I should say, sorry. But that's how you've got to think about this, right? What could I be doing with my business? So when I say this type of stuff to my neighbor, it's like, you got to be thinking like this. When you don't have a website, you might want to sell your business in 10 years and retire. No one's going to buy it if there's nothing to anchor it.
Exactly.
Right. So that's how I look at all this. But again, right, I'm a digital guy. I love all this stuff. I think it's super exciting. Not everybody gets it still. And so that's kind of why I still say, right, we've got some opportunity to get in there and cherry pick and lock up the good stuff and find those edition numbers. Who just bought the 4444 Fantastic Four #1 ultra rare for $2,000? Right?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, proof positive. Edition numbers matter. I've taken a lot of flack. I've had a lot of arguments. It's like they're all the same. This doesn't matter. Give me a break. It's like the floor $70 and that number sold for $2,000. So it matters.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So,
I'm starting to pay more attention to mint numbers now myself.
Yeah. So if you can find these things and you come across them, great time. Right. That's how I look at it. And so I'm in no rush. I'm also in no rush, right? I have a very, very long horizon on this, so I'm not too worried about that either. But
yeah, mate, just go enjoy the ride, enjoy the experience. Sorry, Master's had his hand up for a while now, seeing very patiently in the background. Sorry, Master, keep you waiting. Maybe you had a question you want to chime in there. Also, thanks for dropping in and joining us in the space, mate. Much appreciated to have you here.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing?
Good, mate. How are you?
Happy Easter to everyone.
That's it. Happy Easter. How's your Easter going?
Good. Went out with the wife, went to see Beyond Monet. So got a little art in, got some coffee in, a little workout in now, cooking some ham.
Excellent.
All good.
No, very good.
How you doing?
Good, mate. Good. We just having a nice chill conversation, just covering what's been happening in the VeVe market lately. We've been talking about the Ghost Spider drop, the coming Cars drop, with which Josh in particular is very excited about, and just talking about where the future of comic books and digital collecting is going.
No, I just wanted to add into the part where, and I get it, we're seeing people going to comic book stores, but like Chris said, I mean, you had 20 Marvel comics that dropped, but people are only picking up 1 or 2 comics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with what's going on with the comic book stores, is that X-Men 97 is not by itself, it's not going to pay the rent. They
Exactly,
need people to buy Captain Marvel #6. They needed to buy Incredible Hulk #10. And that's the problem. People are not picking up. The people that are picking up the comic books on the physical side are really the main people are the speculators, the investors, the people that go and buy 10 copies of this one comic. And because one comic book store says, no, we only sell 1 at a time. We only sell 1 per customer. They go to the next comic book store and try to see if they can find the same comic and get more copies.
Yeah, sorry, Josh got his hand up. You want to add something to the conversation, mate?
Well, I think what we're talking about here is just adaptability in business, just in general. It's what Chris already said. It comes down to these business owners adapting and not just sitting still or staying stuck in their old ways. And I understand that they're going to be limited with what they can do, obviously, because they're dealing with a larger IP. But it's more than just it's more than these comic book owners just kind of, you know, pointing fingers at Marvel. Like, they need to do some stuff on their end as well.
Which they are. They're adapting, but they're not adapting the way we think they're adapting. You've seen comic book stores. The one in Buffalo that just changed. They basically said we're no longer carrying new comics, and we're only going to be selling old comics, and we're going to be now a gaming store, and that is the way they're adopting.
Okay, that seems like an interesting, different approach.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's exactly what I meant right there with my. Is that they're going to obviously have to take a different approach than what they've done in the past. So.
Yeah, keep in mind there's two kind of people in the hobby. There's your comic readers and your comic collectors.
Yeah.
Just because you read comics doesn't mean you collect comics either.
That's true.
You have people. You go back to articles in 2012 and 2015, and you see people where they've always bought comic books in their shops, but then they discover Comixology or they discover whatever other app was selling digital comics where they can read it. And they say, we just stopped going to the LCS. And that's where the LCS started hurting, is they started getting less comic readers and more comic speculators. And then, of course, the comic book stores, they cheered when Comixology Marvel went down, because now the only way you could read the comic was either wait 5 weeks on Marvel Unlimited or go to the store and buy the comic.
That's right. Whereas now you can get it like, you know, on your VeVe Comics, and you can get it same day.
And that is why that store owner was upset and posted what he posted.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's got to get with the times.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Swaggle House, he's made VeVe videos since 2021. He made one when he first started buying in VeVe at the end of 2021. And everybody on his comment section started slamming him. So he stopped posting about the NFTs for a little while.
Yeah, see, I
he made one every year or two every year.
Yeah, see, I'm not overly familiar with Swaggle House. Like, the only reason I've heard of him is because he recently did that interview with Sleeping Comics and Patient Hodler, if I believe.
Oh yeah, no, he's been in VeVe for a while. He's in VeVe, Golden Age Guru. I don't know if people know him, but he does videos with Comic Tom, and he's also in VeVe. He's talked about VeVe before.
Okay.
Of course, we all know Comics Unlimited. What's his name? Forgot his name now. The one that does the comic sales on Instagram, Elite 11.
Oh yeah. Elite Comics. I know that one.
He did an interview with David back in early 2022, where they even talked about new comics and all that, like the plan that David had.
All right.
Here's another comment to add to the conversation. I don't have any specific opinions about it, but I'll just read it to you guys. From TC Marine.
Oh yeah.
Physical comics are made of paper, not concrete. They will all be restored to the point of replacement. NFT comics are less dust, thieves, storage, fires, and way more reading for both the dealers and collectors. Everything is superior to physicals, including 100% provenance.
Yep, true that. And also a big thank you to TC Marine TX69 for posting that. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way it's going, isn't it? Like, you know, digital, like, you know, you don't have to worry about storing it. It stays like pristine forever. And yeah, it's definitely a lot more superior to physicals. But I mean, obviously physicals still have their place, but I mean, that's just the way things are going. He also put another post here as well. It says, by the way, I am a collector and dealer since 1983. I certified all of these issues myself. Wish I still had them. I also drug myself to the comic book store for the first time in decades for a new book. Wake up, especially the ones dragging around 500 grand's worth of comics they can't read. And he's posted pictures of Amazing Fantasy number 15, Giant Size X-Men number 1, and Tales of Suspense number I can't remember the number. The one with first appearance Iron Man. 39. Tales of Suspense number 39. That's the one. So yeah, very cool. So yeah, thanks for posting that, TC Marine, and thanks for taking the time out of your day to come and chill with us in the space. And that also goes the same for everybody as well. So big thank you to for everyone taking the time out of your busy day, especially being on a Easter long weekend, to come and chill in the space with us. Much appreciated. I said this is VeVe Weekends episode 24, and yeah, we're just having a nice chill conversation about the VeVe drops like Ghost Spider, say the coming Cars drops, good collectors space and conversation about the future of comic books, which is what these spaces are all about. We like to collect and connect, as like we do here in the web V, is what these spaces are brought to you by. And like I've always said as well, if anyone's listening in the background there and wants to come up and say hi or contribute to the conversation, you're more than welcome to do so. It's a safe, chilled space, and always welcome everyone's different views and opinions. And yeah, and also if you're just looking for some confidence to speak in the space for the first time as well, yeah, come up and say hi.
The part that's kind of difficult too between the transition from like physical to digital, though, is that if you're talking about the business owner's perspective, they also have like keeping in mind, I've never owned a comic book shop, but they're going to have still more obstacles to kind of deal with to stay afloat, right? Like I can't help but think back to the first company that I ran, because I did have like a physical location on my office with a little warehouse in the back. And
yep.
when I was running that business with the people on payroll, my burn rate was like, I was spending like $35,000 a month just to break even. And we're selling $15, $20 products, like small ticket items, right? So, you guys can do the math there. It's a lot of product you need to sell just to break even.
Yeah.
So when I switched to go on to digital, my burn rate per month went from like $35,000 to like $3,000, right? Because I didn't have to hold inventory. I didn't have to, pay for the rent and utilities and all that. So I like MASC, and I'm curious from your standpoint, because I think you mentioned you ran your comic book shop. What's your perspective on all that stuff? Just because obviously, going back to my first point, they got way more obstacles to kind of deal with to stay afloat.
No, I didn't run my own store. I worked in a comic book store when I was a kid, when I was younger in the 90s.
Right.
I sold on whatnot, but I didn't own my own store. But the person that posted that comment about this being bad for comic book store owners is a comic book store owner.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my bad. I thought I saw a comment.
But I will say this though, one of the things that you do see is, like, for instance, I live in Jacksonville, so one of the small comic book shop that I like going to, you have a franchise comic book shop that has 3 locations close to each other, are basically trying to do everything they can to either take everything they can from his business. You know what I mean? So that's what that's part of the competition as well.
That's right, because I remember saying last time you were here in the space, that was one of the problems that comic book shops are having now, is that they're basically cannibalizing each other, basically trying to basically cut the guts out of everything to try and stay in the game.
Yeah, it's almost like the video store game. If you guys remember, Blockbuster wasn't the only one. You had Hollywood Video, Blockbuster.
Yep.
You had the mom and pop video store in the corner of every city, until eventually Netflix came in and everybody said, I don't have to leave my house to get movies or see streaming shows. And that was it.
That was it. And then, they just didn't get with the times, and that was it. They just sort of got made into a irrelevancy. So that begs the question: is that, like, so how does our local comic book shop stay in the game, stay relevant? What could they possibly do?
Well, if you're talking about the cannibalism thing, that's an issue for any business, right? So my point just goes back to the adaptability, because it comes back to, if you're talking about local competition, that just comes down to how the store is promoting itself in the local area, because obviously the physical store is only going to be limited to a certain radius, right? If they're taking online sales, that's a whole other thing if they're shipping stuff out. But setting yourself apart from other local comic book shops just comes down to like how you're promoting yourself on social media and how your website's, like the stuff that Chris was mentioning earlier, right? Like I was having a conversation with, I don't know if he's still in the space here, Dokta, but like if you rewind 10, 15 years ago, there was still that question around of like, hey, is your business online? Does it have a website? Because there wasn't that expectation that every single business should be online. There's that expectation now, right?
Yeah. Because
everybody has that resource. So if I look up, let's say like a local comic book shop, and then their website's trash, then I'm probably going to lose some trust in that local comic book shop and go look at somebody else in my area that has a better site or more or better reviews or something like that.
That's right.
So it comes down to that process and how they set themselves apart that way.
True. And
that would be, my opinion on that.
And you could even say, like, you could even take it like one step further. It's like, not only do you need to have a website now, you also need to be on Instagram or TikTok or any of these other like sort of social media sites as well, because that's obviously where the younger generation consumes the majority of their content now, is like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Because I know I definitely do.
It's like there's a full process behind it, because it's more than just having the social media pages and putting content out nowadays, because like I said, there's that expectation for everybody to do that. So you need to set yourself apart in the sea of content.
Yeah.
So that's what it ultimately comes down to. And then just the steps that comic book shop takes. But now we're also talking about like the whole educational standpoint, because they need to know how to do all that. And if they don't know how to do all that, then it kind of explains exactly why, some of them may be having issues here and there. Right. But again, I'm not trying to narrow it down to just comic book shops, because I have the same profession that Chris does. I work with small companies for media development, online development, and I talk to all different types of owners nowadays who still don't have websites. And I signed a client this past week who came to me for 4 separate things. He's just like, I heard I need SEO, I heard I need social media and all this stuff, and I signed him up for 2 out of the 4, because I said, hey, you don't need the other 2 right now. He was just confused. He didn't know what to do. Right. So you still have like a ton of these business owners who, social media and websites and stuff have been around for 20 years, but the education behind how to like set it up and run it is still kind of trailing behind. So, Chris, I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of comic book stores. They're on Facebook doing live sales.
Yep, that's true.
On IG doing live sales.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Not doing live sales.
That's what it comes down to, is that the comic book shops that are doing that are always going to, they're going to perform better in today's, with how today just works and how businesses are online nowadays, than the comic book shops that aren't willing to do that.
Yeah, but now their 8-hour job turned into a 16-hour job.
That's the problem, isn't it?
The life of a business owner. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
You got to do the extra mile sometimes to set yourself apart. And I mean, back in 2020 is the perfect example of this, because I was talking to owner after owner after owner who was running around like a chicken with their head cut off, tossing money into advertising here and there, thinking that we're going to help their business. But the reality is this: you can toss money into an advertising campaign to bring in a lead. It's super easy. The question is what you do with that lead when it comes in. And that's where these business owners go wrong. And that's why I'm saying there's a full process after that. It's more than just kind of posting a show on WhatsApp and doing the live show. If they're willing to do that, they're always going to be a step ahead of the shop that isn't willing to. But there's still additional steps required for that comic shop who is willing to do the live show to be to build their business online and bring in those new customers. I don't disagree with what you're saying, though.
Look at the addiction, though, right? I mean, that's all coming out of a very large retail comic store. And the president, what's his name there? That's in it, Mondo Friedman, and all these guys.
Vince Fazolo.
So reinventing themselves. It's still comics. It's just distribution is a little bit different. And so, they came up with a new title, and look at what they did with it, right? They partnered with an up-and-coming company there's a lot of new comic creators out there. AI is letting a lot of people do a lot of writing and creating and covers and art and all the elements that used to be kind of difficult to put these things together. They're making it easier. And so that's another challenge. You've got this flood of new stuff coming in. So now you're up against even the traditional brands themselves. And so if you can say, okay, well, how would I really make this work? Some people would read Addiction and say, this wasn't really a great comic. Others would say, I absolutely loved it. That's personal preference. And so that's the whole point of all this, right? There's so many different stories, cover, art, everything. There's something for everybody. But now they're doing live auctions. They're showcasing their physical auctions. They're in more content about what's going on in heritage auctions and Christie's auction houses. They're showcasing the things that they're doing out of their own shop. They were involved. If anyone else saw this, and again, Swaggle House just did a video on this last week. They're going to launch or auction off the first 9.9 grade giant size X-Men in history. Now they're leading the charge on that. They're posting this all over social. They're showing the book in their hands, and this is going to come out at Heritage. And like, wow. And then from that, it creates an entirely new narrative, right? Oh, what if I have a 9.8? Right? And so all of a sudden now everyone's like, oh no. The reality is maybe that 9.8 was graded improperly. Maybe this is a thing that the CGC thinks is a way that they're going to generate some eyeballs and some activity into this. Who knows? But right, they're behind all of this. And then even little things like he was involved in the when Biscuit's there, she had an auction to get rid of a whole bunch of her physical stuff. I went into it because I was hoping maybe I could get that VeVe lamp, which went for way more than I was willing to spend for some light bulbs. Right?
Yeah.
But they were in there and they had some of their things, and then they do their own auctions later. And these are just auction apps that they're participating in. And they maybe get a few hundred people. It's not tens of thousands, but there's still revenue being made. And then someone gets something they like, and they go out and they tell another 10 people. They post it online and they share it. The difference from a marketing perspective today, to Josh's point, it's like, yeah, it's really difficult for companies to figure out what to do and then allocate the time. The ones that I see that hire companies like Josh's or mine, it's because they know they can't keep up. They don't want to work 16-hour days. And so they're willing to pay a firm the equivalent of hiring a marketing staff.
Yeah.
Right. And then we take on that burden, and it's kind of like, well, we help you figure out how to communicate with the right audiences that you're trying to speak with, make that easier so you can focus on your business and start coming up with more of the ideas that companies like these are doing, because it's where we are, right? Like, go back a year ago, I don't even think I'd ever been on a Spaces before until I started getting into this stuff, right? Now it's like, these are kind of fun. I feel like Captain Kirk, right? Talking into my phone here. There's a whole bunch of people on the other line.
Exactly.
Yeah, if anyone else remember, right? We used to have party lines. Like, you would phone into a number at the same time, and you'd have a group of people call into that number together.
Yeah.
You'd have a party on the phone, and it was mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's like next level tech.
Next level tech.
No.
Yeah, so I just look at all this going, it's so fun. But yeah, if you're a brand, the easiest thing to think about it, right? Get your community involved. Like, VeVe has a very, very involved community. We just love talking about it.
Oh, man, yeah.
It's fun.
Well, look at us right now. It's like we're all in here. We're basically doing the advertising for them.
That's what you want. I mean, the best advertising is word of mouth and organic. 90% of all conversions it doesn't even matter what kind of business you're in, they all generate from organic. So how does your site rank? What is your own audience saying and talking about? I mean, that's where the business happens. VeVe's just been very smart about that. I mean, at some point, yes, they're going to have to do more and more communicating, but they also have this, again, they have this huge advantage of all these brands and IP partners. Like, what Marvel has done has been instrumental in marketing. Like, how many followers? I haven't seen it lately, but I mean, I'm sure they've got millions of people following Marvel, right? Or been exposed to Comixology or Marvel Unlimited, like millions. And so when they put these notes out, that's basically millions of people that are now exposed to this, that are starting to generate traffic, and they're buying more of these assets, and they're testing it out slowly, and they're learning, right? Not all of us jumped head first into VeVe, right? My first purchase was a Bond poster. It took me weeks to figure out, how should I buy another one? How did that go? What do I think about this?
Yeah, the same.
And now look, I can't stop buying it.
Oh, man, I'm exactly the same. I believe my first purchase was New Mutants number 98, which is the first appearance of Deadpool. And just from there, that's just started off with one comic, and now basically I'm up to, I think, like 200 and something comics now. It was a good 90% of that is all like ultra rare comics.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just sort of starts with one, and you're like, hey, this is kind of cool, and then it just sort of goes and goes and goes, and next thing you know, oh, actually, I've spent all this money on all this awesome stuff. It's like life well spent.
I'm trying to figure out what I would like. Am I a recycled comic collector? Because I used to have hundreds and hundreds of physical books, and some of them I've kept a couple of boxes of the ones I just adored, but I got rid of a lot. Garage sales, I gave books away. I sent box loads to my local comic store, gave some away to friends. I bought comics at, when they were $1 each, and I sold them, 10 years later for $3 each, just to clear up some space. And here now, I don't even know what I have anymore. Like, I have well over 1,000 comics on VeVe.
Yeah, and you have to, and you don't have to worry about space.
There's no space issue. They're all in my. You know what I worry about though? Like, where am I ever going to get the time to read them all? Because
that's true. Yeah,
I really like to get into it. It takes me a while to read a comic, right? Because I might read a panel a couple of times, try and understand what was going on in there. And but yeah,
exactly.
but fun, right? I don't want to touch my Hulk 181. It's not great. It's just a raw one. It's kind of beat up. But I went and I bought a facsimile version, and it was $4, and I just read that over the weekend again. It was fantastic. But I read the facsimile version, like I wash my hands, right? So careful with the pages. And,
do you wear gloves like some people do?
If I was reading the original ones, yes.
Absolutely.
But if I'm just reading facsimile versions, not really. But I still like to see them in great condition and stuff. And but yeah, that's the one thing about this. And now you've got a comic reader that's new and improved, and I mean, it works really well. So and it's just going to keep evolving. It's going to get better and better. That's the thing, right? And so
well, next thing you know, we might have like animated covers or something like that.
Oh, I can't wait. I think
we really need that.
Yeah, I think if you're a designer and they allow you, like what I've seen Sleep and do, some of those things.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, like. Imagine now when Marvel gives the license to their designers to say, yes, this is going to be something that's our stamp of approval, right? And that's going to help every creator out there, like, just do more and more. And if I don't know all the ins and outs of the how the license works, like what you're allowed to do with the brands and the IP and what you can get away with, but I see the interaction of the IP with the community and some of the work that's being done. And it's like, wow, like, it's just stunning. It's stunning. I mean, I see it differently, maybe because I'm in the world of marketing and advertising, but I see the amount of talent showcased on just Twitter from some of the people that get in there and make this magic happen. It's like, wow, if that's not community building, if that's not brand and, free impressions to the world, that's how it works. So these are people, most of the time, as far as I'm aware, they're doing it on their own, right? No one's asked them to do it. No one's paid them to do it. It's just like, hey, let me showcase what I've got. And I love it. It's perfect, right? The comic collecting industry has always been a community. It's just been very difficult to share it because we didn't have these tools 10, 20 years ago to be able to do this kind of stuff. Today, it's immediate. Look at what happened with Spider-Gwen, right? Pictures of her in AR all over the place. So that's positive for when more and more of that content comes out in theaters and Disney Plus and all that. This is a marketing engine, right? They're driving that brand up, and it's driving it up fast. So that's something that and I'll shut up here, but I think the question is going to be, like, it took Peter Parker, when did he start? 1962. I mean, look at the number of years of shelf life and everybody on the planet knowing it, and then boom, now you've got Miles.
Yep.
And I don't think it's going to take that long for him to get to that level of iconic status. It's still going to take a lot of years, but everything's just faster now. Everything's faster.
And also, like, not only have we got Miles, like, running up there as well, we've also got, like, it's Bailey, the Spider Boy's right there behind him now, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's where I say, like, X-Men 97 is another great example. Like, that was an incredibly, not only a popular show, but a powerful show, because it galvanized the Marvel fandom on Saturday mornings, right? You got up, made sure your bowl of Fruit Loops was done, I always say, right?
That's right, yep.
Yeah, and then what did you do, right? You phoned your friends, or you got on your BMX bike and you talked to a very small collection of people about how exciting that was, and then we got in a bus and we went downtown and we tried to buy some X-Men comics. So it was, again, right, a distribution issue about getting that message out to a mass community at the same time. And then it wasn't easy for me to access all this stuff, right? I had to go downtown. I only had a few dollars. And now the show is so similar, but so much better because the tech is better, right? They're able to write the audio. It's just fantastic. The booming, the effects, the artistry, like it's a really, really well done show. And it's appealing to a lot of people that, you know, how many people realize there was like 5 or 6 seasons of the original, and each season's got like 15 something episodes in it, right? It's hard to watch all of it. And it's also, when you go back, it's like, oh yeah, look at it. It was like all cartoons back then.
Yeah. It's hard to watch, but once you start watching, you just don't want to put it down.
Exactly. Yeah. And then what do you see, right? Oh yeah, look, there's the Sentinels. Oh yeah, there's Morph. Oh yeah, there's all these characters, and we have so many of them in this app. That's why I say that connection from what Marvel's doing on a brand level. And here's all this experience, and you can watch the show, and then after 30 minutes, you can walk away from the show, and in your pocket, you own a piece of that IP.
Yep.
You're not just enjoying the show, you're owning the show. I mean,
you feel like you're a part of it.
You're part of it. It's like people that, you know, used to buy shares in a company because they believed in the company, or, you know, speculating and investing and all that. So you would own a comic book, and then, you know, it was difficult, like I said, to sell it, store it, worry about it. And now it's just so much easier to become a participant in it. And at the end of the day, some of these revenues, they're filtering back into Marvel and the other IPs so that they can build more shows, right? They still have to pay the actors, the talent, the animators, the designers. Everything has to have a monetary attachment. So if this is helping all that, and at the end of the day, then, you know, I've got something to watch with my kids that they really enjoy. Right? So I'm buying into that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's, for me, it's just a blast. I'm having such a good time. So
yeah, I'm the same here, mate. Like, you know, that's one of the reasons why, like, you know, I host these spaces all the time, like, you know, just to connect to, like, you know, with other individuals about the things I love, and just sharing this crazy journey, which is digital collecting, and just enjoying the product that the VeVe is providing, just to give us something to sort of all come together over. So it's great.
That's right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, keep it going.
Absolutely. Well, like I've always said, as long as everyone keeps coming back and listening, I'll keep holding these spaces for as long as I'm able to. But just in saying that, guys, I've got about another 15 minutes left in me before I got to start wrapping things up, because it is coming up on 10:30 here at night in the UK, because my clocks have actually resynced with the rest of the world now. But I just want to, like I said, open it up to anybody who wants to come up and say hi, like Mr. Hinano there himself has just come up to the stage. How are you, bro?
Hey, guys. Just came up the elevator, so I wasn't sure if I missed anything. But what's going on? I just wanted to come up, say hi real quick. I got to drop off. We're going to do our Easter Sunday with the family, but great conversation, as always, you guys. Good to see you, Collectors Gone Digital, Chris, and everyone else down this space. I kind of wanted to touch on, you guys were talking about how businesses can shift into this digital world. I remember Chris saying that the party lines.
Yep.
I'm in communications, so I've been in it since '99, and I started when pagers were being phased out. And I remember when the pager got phased out, everyone was like, "Oh, you know what? Why would we get rid of our pagers?" You know what I mean? Yep. And then came, you know, flip phones, Nextel phones. We were chirping at each other. The iPhone, the Droid X, actually the Google G1 actually before that. And so I've seen this shift happen throughout the years. And so now for me, because I'm part of a business owner myself, we had this shift from physical to digital. And so now what we're doing is we're no longer selling desk phones. We're actually just selling our service on the phones you guys are actually using right now to consume this space. And so we're still charging the same amount, but now no overhead, no nothing. We don't even need to have like a supplier anymore because everything is digital. We can cut our workforce down in half from like 10 people to 5 now and just literally manage everything remotely. I work from home now, guys. I no longer work into the shop. And so I can see that happening. What I would like to see for VeVe, because I was talking with my LCS owner in the south side of the island. So there's 2 owners here. One guy, he's not into any of this stuff, and the other guy is more open-minded. And so I was saying, you know, do you know about the VeVe comic app? And he knows about it. He understands it. And so I said, you know, it'd be really cool for you if VeVe gave you like a promo code to where you get a discount, you sell your comics, you add this promo code, you know, you bump up your price some more to where they buy the physical comic, they get this promo code for the reader version, and then that kind of gets them into the world of VeVe to where, okay, now they got the reader version. They don't have to break their bag and board open anymore. And then if they want to get into the whole buying and selling of digital collectibles, that kind of gets them in the door. What do you guys think about that?
No, I think that's good. It's sort of it puts that temptation in front of them.
That's exactly what I meant about adaptability. Like they need to introduce new ways. They just need to think different. Like that's what I was meaning by that. So like you're spot on, I think, and I think there's even more opportunities in terms of like what they can do. But yeah, that's just one example.
No, I think that would be a really good one. Yeah, because we need more of that. We need more like promo codes, more like, you know, being able to promote the product if we're able to. I mean, like we've had talks in the past about like, you know, ambassador programs and even doing like, you know, what they did with the addiction comment, like, you know, where they had like the promo codes that where you could like, you know, scan a QR code and it gives yourself a copy of the addiction comic. Like, you know, yeah, if they could do that in the real shops, then that would definitely be beneficial to them and to VeVe.
And so I use that example because that's what we're doing now for our own business. We're no longer distributing this stuff ourselves physically. We're basically like VeVe would be the middleman, right? To distribute the digital comics. They can still sell their physicals if they want in the store, but then you have that extra hand. For us specifically, we use a distribution partner now to launch our app. We sell phone service through an application that we monitor, that we program and do everything on the back end. But we don't have to distribute any of this. They go to a website where they can download on iOS or Android. We do none of that. We just pay for that service. And then that helps them along. That helps us along. And then we end up adapting into the digital age. So I would like to see that happen for VeVe and all these LCS owners.
A partnership opportunity is really smart. I would agree with that. It reminds, because the people that I focus on with my work are like primarily contractors. There's a specific dealer that sends me a lot of business. They're called Superforms. So what they do is they provide like styrofoam, life-size Lego blocks that kind of click into place, and you pour concrete down the center of them.
Oh, okay, cool.
With what Hinano was just describing about giving the promo codes to all the dealers, and then VeVe working like with the comic book shops, is the exact same way that Superform has developed a network of dealers across Canada and the States to promote their product and use it on their construction sites. So like it's like that's exactly what the comic book shops would need to do to adapt, is kind of like implement like a mixture of the two, right? Because yeah, like the digital side is going to help the physical side, the physical side is going to help the digital side, right? Yeah. We've heard that conversation before, but again, it goes back to like how you can set yourself apart, because it's going to become an expectation for shops like this to do that. Right. So what do you do now when you get to that position where everyone around you, including the people that were, you know, quote unquote, cannibalizing you, are doing the exact same thing? So it just comes down to like, okay, like what are we going to do that's different from the past 5, 10, 15 years or whatever, that the people around us aren't going to think about first? Because as soon as it comes into play, like people are going to start copying, right? So
of course,
like, you're going to have to keep like adapting.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I didn't want to stir the pot here. I got to run. Both Dee and I are going to head up to the forest. We're going to go hide some eggs. Bye, everyone. And hang out at a geodesic dome at our friend's farm. But we wanted to wish everyone happy Easter. Dee's over here with me.
Is it happy Easter, Dee?
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I've been lurking in the background, listening to everybody talk. Great conversation. Yeah, thanks for having the space on Easter Sunday. Glad you had a great day. For all the people that have already celebrated it, and yeah, hope everyone has a great week tomorrow. And take care, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you guys
How many
later.
chocolate eggs have you eaten?
What's that?
How many chocolate eggs have you eaten?
It can't be any more.
Probably as much as Oz has in my body weight.
Yeah, I know.
for me, guys.
I'm still feeling it.
Well, there's these I went to the farmer's market yesterday, and there's this lady next to me who does a lot of baked goods, and she makes these cookies which are triple chocolate. She calls them crack cookies. Oh my gosh, they're
Nice.
so good. But yeah, I've eaten so many eggs and chocolate Hershey's and all that stuff.
Ooh, hey, what,
I don't know where she puts it. I don't know where it goes. It's like a void with her.
No,
But guys, we gotta run.
Yeah,
Take care. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, no worries, man. Have a good one. Take care. We'll talk more soon.
Happy Easter, guys.
Yeah, it's happy Easter. Yeah, no, I'm the same. I went through a whole box of Reese's Pieces Easter eggs that I'm still feeling.
Reese's Pieces Easter eggs. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah,
those sound addictive.
Oh mate, if it's like, have you seen like the mini cream eggs?
Yeah.
Think of that, but with Reese's Pieces in them, like the peanut butter mixture.
Oh, that's
mate,
dangerous.
Oh mate, it is lethal. And considering I'm an absolute sucker for peanut butter, it was so good. But I'm going to pay for it dearly tomorrow. But you know, being Easter, I don't care. But anyway, guys, just give you guys a bit of a fair warning. I got to start wrapping up the space in about 10 minutes or so, because like I said, it is coming up on 10:30 here at night in the UK, and I do unfortunately have to work tomorrow, being Easter Monday. But just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's taken the time out of their Easter Sunday to come and chill with us. Big thank you to everybody who's taken the time to come and speak in the space. Big thank you to MASC, to Chris, and to Hinano, and to everyone else who's come up, to Doctor. And really appreciate you guys coming in and chilling with the space. Had a great conversation. And like always, so we covered all sorts of different topics. So we covered everything from Ghost Spider to coming Cars drop to futures of comics and to all the fun stuff that we always do. And like I said, I see all the regular faces there in the background. I see who do I see? I see Dr. Rolex. I see Tails. Say Notorious B, D, Doctor Jay East is still with us. Nino Blue. I see Davo's there as well. Mahalo, Evolved, AO, thanks for dropping in, man. I see Nos, Richard, and keep collecting. I got everyone's here, so I can keep rattling on. I should say all the regulars. Oh, I see Yo Steph as well. So Yo Steph, also I gave you a shout out earlier as well. Congratulations getting the Women of VeVe spotlight. Congratulations to you, and also as well I said big happy birthday to Jay East if nobody caught that before. So make sure somebody sings him a happy birthday. And it's been a great space, guys. It's been a great conversation. And just before I start wrapping up things, I mean, is there if anyone wants to come up and say hi, like give us the last few words before I start closing out, you're more than welcome to do so. But yeah, this has been great. What about you, Josh? How have you felt the space has gone?
Oh, fantastic space. Having great conversations.
Yeah, awesome. So MASC, Chris, is there anything you want to say before we start closing things out shortly? Also, again, thank you for coming up and speaking. It's a pleasure as always.
So I'll go. Yeah, fun as always. It's a nice way to spend an Easter. I'm out on the porch. The sun is shining, listening and enjoying this. This is a great day.
Nice.
So, yeah, this is what collecting is all about. Having fun with your friends, your cohorts, your family. Collect what you love.
And what about you, Chris? Do you partake in the occasional Easter egg here and there, or?
Yeah, it's funny. My wife's away this weekend with her sisters and mom visiting a cousin out of town, and so it was up to me, and so I had to get up early, and we still do the Easter egg hunt, and
nice.
Kids are late teens, so they get a kick out of it still, but and then a brunch, and then off later to big dinner with all the rest of the family, and so it's nice to have this little interlude right now where it's just take my mind off. I know it's going to be chaotic when we get there later.
As nice it is.
Nice and easy. Yeah.
No, excellent. What what about you, MASC? So how are you spending the rest of your Easter? Do you also partake in the occasional Easter egg here and there?
Oh no, my daughter's already 27, so we kind of already that stage has passed, and she lives 5 hours from us. So
I
just
see.
my wife and I. So we may go out. I mean, we treat it like a normal Sunday,
Right.
for us.
Very cool. And what about you, Josh? I remember you saying you're not really so much into chocolate, but you are into ice cream. Have you had any Easter ice cream?
Possibly tonight. I don't know. We'll see.
Possibly, possibly, maybe.
Plans, but we'll see.
Nice one.
Happy Easter again, everyone.
That's it, guys. Happy Easter. So yeah, if no one else has got anything else they want to add or come up to the stage, I'll start closing things out. So let me bring up my little bit of notes here. So as always, I just want to say a big thank you to all of our listeners out there taking the time out of your busy Easter Sunday to come and spend some time with us. I do appreciate everyone listening in. I hope you've enjoyed the conversation and brought a bit of value to your day, or just a bit of entertainment, or hopefully you've learned something. And hopefully you come back and chill with us again for next week's episode. Also as well, before I forget, now this is very important, so take note of this. VeVe Wednesdays, which is our Wednesday show, we are coming up on our 52nd episode, which is massive because 52nd means that we have been doing these spaces for a whole year. So wow, what an achievement. So we'll be having a nice round of giveaways, celebrations, and just some. It's going to be a fun stream. So if you're able to make it, that'll be Wednesday night. I believe it's about 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I think it's I think it's about 11 Eastern Standard Time. I know, like I said, the time zones have changed again over here, so my time zones are a little screwed up again. But stay tuned for that because that will be advertised in the X Spaces. And if you're able to make it, please come and chill with us. It's going to be a great stream. I am also working on maybe perhaps getting a long lost co-host to maybe make a special guest appearance. So stay tuned for that. And on that note as well, I want to say a big thank you to our speakers. We've had MASC, Chris, Hinano. So we've had Doctor as well. And everyone else who always comes up and says a few words of wisdom. We also had go on, mate.
Sorry, I just wanted to add one thing. I just saw him actually leave the space, but I wanted to give a shout out to Viva La VeVe because he's a name that I often see in this space. I was streaming for like 3 hours before this, and he was with me the entire time. He's here the entire space. He typically is every week, so I just want to give him a shout out and say thank you as well. So
yeah, no worries. And we've got Kid Collecting 98 coming up to the stage real quick. So how are you, Kirby?
Hey, what's up, everybody, man? Happy Easter to everybody out there, man. Happy Sunday fun day. Happy
Absolutely.
Day.
Yes, sir. Happy Easter, mate.
Sorry, bro. I was chowing down, but no, I just want to say thank you guys for the space, man. Each and every one of you guys, man, had great. I mean, it was just a great conversation all in all, man. I'm a firm believer in that. I do want this hobby to grow. Both platforms, I do believe, in the long run will complement each other. You see the digital cats going to physical stores, and that's dope. And I want to see it, go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And a little topic about how the digital comics can expand. I thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Thing about that, too, is, I mean, it's not like the comic stores haven't been trying to do this. I mean, I'm saying years back, they added promo codes to the comics, and, maybe I think what would be dope too is we know Marvel, right? But a lot of us are fans of like the artists and whatever. So, maybe tapping into the artists that are already on the app, you know what I'm saying? To, at Comic-Cons have like the VeVe Comics logo at their booth, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, something like that. Just other ways, because I mean, once somebody sees that, hey man, my favorite artist is there, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go cop it, wherever they go, people will follow. So, I mean, there's other ways, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more ways, man. But yeah, man, shout out to all these local comic shops still, thriving or, trying to keep their head above water. there are no hours when you own your own business. I'll be honest with you,
No,
bro.
true that.
You know what I'm saying? We always, you know, you own your own business, bro. You wish you had more hours in the day. So no, and I mean that's just talking from, you know, my perspective and whatnot. So, and you always got to adapt. You know what I'm saying? For comics, it was a good thing during COVID. For me as a personal trainer, it was a horrible thing. So, you know, long story short, you know, it's all about just adapting. And you know, the times are too where, like, I mean, if you wanted to open up your local comic shop, I mean, you got to think about it like buying a house. Is now the right time to buy a house? Is now the right time to get yourself into a shop? You know, 1,600 square feet, doesn't matter, bro. I mean, the price of, you know, the overhead will greatly outweigh, you know what I'm saying, what your business, you know, aspirations are always, bro, especially right now in today's economy. So there's that economic, you know, thing, you know, and, you know, I hear like, you know, the chatter about like, well, you know, digital, you know, in digital, you're, you know, you don't have to, you know, worry about storing and, you know, fires and floods and this and that. Well, you know, I mean, the more you grow as a collector, the smaller your haul gets, you know, every time you go to a comic store. Because, you know, first, you know what I'm saying, when you have that jubilee of collecting, you're getting everything. You know what I'm saying? And then now, you know, I'm just speaking from my perspective, like I don't go in buying everything. Just because it has Spider-Man on the front cover doesn't mean that's gonna be a hot book. Just because it has, you know, just because it has Wolverine on the front cover doesn't mean it's gonna be a hot book. You know, things like that, where when I first started, I was just buying everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, okay, I know which ones I want. I know which ones I'm going to get. And, you know, you were talking about the ratios earlier. I think the ratios as far as like modern books, I think that's the separation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys talk about scarcity all the time. And to a certain extent, I do believe scarcity does play a part, not the full extent, but to a certain extent. And so like when you get those 1 in 1,000, you know, ratios, you'll probably see it on the app, you know what I'm saying, later on down the road. But that means that a comic store had to buy 1,000 of those books in order to drop, you know, just to get that one book. So that's a lot of money.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what makes it rare, because a lot of LCS ain't trying to pay that, or whatever buyer ain't trying to buy 1,000 books for that, or even 100 books. So but the thing about the app that I think is dope is those 1 in 100s are now dwindled down to, if it's a secret rare, what, 40? So I don't know if you call it a 1 in 100 anymore. I mean, it's still, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really scarce. So, you know, anybody getting those big secret rare books, I look at it like, damn, man, they're about to come up, or, you know, it's a good piece to have in your collection. I don't really think, you know what I'm saying, the number of 1,000 editions or whatever is going to hurt a good book. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is like later on down the road, you know what I'm saying? So Spider, you know, you see your Spider Boy fans, and, you know, he's a great spec, X-Men 97, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good book. I mean, it's a fun book, I guess you could say, as far as nostalgia goes. Anybody born after that, I don't know how they relate to it, but maybe they get into the hype. So, you know, collecting is just all in all fun for me, bro. You know, even me, like physical collector, right? Like, I mean, you see the prices, right? Like, oh man, even in, you know, like in any market, like Spider-Gwen FA, you know what I'm saying? CB just brought up, like he was looking for the 2014. And it's kind of crazy because I just copped her FA book yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Go. Hey, yeah, bro. I got it for a sweet deal too, you know what I'm saying? But at one time, I mean, that thing was, you know, hovering around like 1,400. And then dude was trying to sell it for 900. I dropped him down though. But yeah, man, I got a great deal, and I'm happy to have it, man. I think I got the family tree now, man, as far as the FAs go, with Miles and Gwen and their kids. So we'll see, you know, we'll see. And again, they're good, but at the same time, like, I don't know, like, they're strong specs. Let's put it that way. I think Miles is, to me, I don't know, man. We have to see, bro. And I'm excited because, you know, Gwen's coming out with the movie next year, supposedly, you know what I'm saying, her own solo. You got Miles, you know what I'm saying, live action supposed to come out, man. I really, in my opinion, think that this is like Peter Parker's farewell tour. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these books are just amazing. Ultimate Spider-Man #1, you know, Web of Spider-Man, all that stuff, bro. So, yeah, man. I mean, I just think that, like, it's his time, and next year it'll be Miles and Gwen and the rest of the Spider-Verse, and, you know, Spider-Punk, and the list goes on. Maybe,
right.
Peter Porker. Oh,
the next one. That's it. It's like stay tuned
yeah,
because there's fun things coming. It's gonna be a wild ride. And well,
yeah, man.
So yeah, so we got.
So I just want to say thank you for the space, G. Happy
No worries,
Easter,
man. Happy Easter to you too, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. So collectors, so we got Josh's hand up and MASC as well. So we'll take your questions, guys, and I better start wrapping things up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say because I feel like you're not going to be the one to say it. I don't want Alex to get in trouble and yelled at by the wife again. So we should probably
no.
Wrap this up. But hang on. I do just want to say one thing. I know I see Sleeping Comics down there. I know I sent you a message, man. We were having a conversation a couple weeks ago, and I know you kind of got a little cut off and ran out of time to hop back up. So I just want to invite you into the next space next weekend, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Sleeping if you've ever got the time to jump into the space, by all means, please do. So the offer is always there, and you're always welcome. And yeah, MASC, do you want to leave us with something, mate?
It's late. I don't want you to get in trouble. We'll talk next week.
Yeah, no, it's all good, mate. I'm just checking my phone. No angry text messages, so we are still good. But yeah, like I said, it is getting late, and I do have to work tomorrow, unfortunately. So I got to get some degree of sleep because I do operate machinery, and operating machinery while you're tired is usually not a good combo. A good combo. But yeah, like I was saying before, guys, I just appreciate everyone taking the time out of your busy day to come and chill. It's been a great conversation. And before I go, I always like to do a big shout out to the VeVe Collective, which is what these spaces are brought to you by. VeVe is basically just a collector space now, which is where we all come together and just chill and collect and connect with like-minded individuals, whether that be like about physical or digital comics, whether that be different platforms where we talk about VeVe. We also cover Cryptoys, Candy, McFarlane from time to time, and just anything, all geek and fun stuff. We also cover a bit of film and TV news as well. And yeah, just it's a nice chill space, and everyone's welcome as long as you're, as Dee likes to kindly quote, not a dick. You're more than welcome to come and chill with us and chat. So, but I always like to do a big shout out to our members because we do have quite a few of us now. And we'll start at the very top with the Real Uncommon Podcast with Hinano and Dee. I do a big shout out to my collectables as well. Big K Collections, Evolved, Collectors Gone Digital. Also, just a big shout out to Josh as well. Those gaming streams that you're doing with Duck and Cover now are really, really cool. And I'm loving the Sea of Thieves content and also the other new games and stuff you're doing as well. Very, very cool, very different. Love it. Big shout out to Chris Severs and Double Quill with their blogs on Medium, covering Double Quill covers adventures in VeVe, and Chris also covers his collecting journey and the significance of mint numbers and collecting, which is also a fantastic read. So check that out if you've got the time. Big shout out to VeVe Arcade, who does this show every Sunday and also really looks after his kid arcade holders with awesome airdrops and his NFT collection. And just another amazing artist and a lot of energy in the space. Big shout out to DoktaStrange as well, who does all things strange with his Stack and Slack videos. It's great to see you getting back into it, mate. Always a great source of information about what's going on with the comic books. Big shout out to Three Bigs Bro as well, who backs up Arcade on his Sunday stream. Also goes by the Rugger. Big shout out to Shawnee Poo as well. Shawnee Poo's getting back in the game, seeing a lot more content coming out of his channel on YouTube. So good to see you back in it, mate. Big shout out to Informant BE as well. Also does covers the drop videos, and keeps us on track of what's going on there. Big shout out to Mr. Falcon as well, who does all his vault building content as well, and also does a lot of cool videos he does with his son as well. I really love it. I reckon it's dad goals right there, and I'd love to do something with my son moving into the future as well. Big shout out to Olga MKC with her MetaKitties project on OpenSea. Big shout out to Ms. Gecko as well, who also hosts The Reset with Dave, and also co-hosts and jumps in everyone else's spaces and just supports the community in general. Especially also she's got her calendar as well for the week. Let you know what's going on in the spaces all over the shop. So big shout out to her as well. And of course a big shout out to Casual, also promoting everyone in the spaces as well. Also does also the Funko drops and also a lot of AI art as well. And he also hosts his own spaces from time to time, doing the old karaoke space here and there. So if you enjoy busting out a tune and you're able to jump into it, say go have a go. It's good fun. And of course, last but not least, your host, Osmond Collect 63, which is it's me. I do Relax and Read every Friday on my YouTube channel, Osmond Collect 63, and also on the VeVe Collective's YouTube channel, where I do live comic book readings of the comic books that we've got on VeVe. And currently, I am reading the X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023 issue 1, which is the resurrection of Kamala Khan. And funny enough, I had to do it in 2 parts because the whole comic itself is 80 pages, so it's a beast. We just did the first half, the first 40 pages last Friday, and really, really good comic book. So it starts off a bit slow, but once you get to the middle of it, all hell breaks loose. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. But if you can, stay tuned for part 2, which is coming this Friday. And we're going to see the climax, the crescendo of what's going on. And I'm excited to see what happens because we left it on a real cliffhanger. So stay tuned. And on that note, guys, before I start getting angry text messages from the wife, I'm going to say good night, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you might be in the world. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Sunday, guys. Happy Easter. Go and enjoy it with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. Eat an egg or 2 or 10 and enjoy the rest of your day. So big thank you as well to Josh for helping me co-host. This has been VeVe Weekends episode 24. I've been your host, Osmond Collect 63. Have a good one, guys. Take care, and we'll talk more soon.